J.W.B writes, "I am having a difficult time obtaining payment owed by debt collector Guardian Recovery Limited. My plant hire business was owed £1,857 by a customer. Guardian Recovery charged me £300 and told me a year ago it had been an easy collection and it had the £1,857, but we would have to wait 90 days before it could be handed over." In May, payment had still not arrived, and the debt collectors then said they had to make security checks. Since then, letters have been unanswered and calls have not been returned. Guardian Recovery is based in Preston and run by Robert Logan. The company has been operating under interim permission from the Financial Conduct Authority. Previously, it worked under rules set by the Office of Fair Trading until the watchdog was closed down in 2014. I asked Guardian what I'd gone wrong and the company told me, "We began working for Mr. B in January 2017, and the debt we were asked to pursue was recovered in full along with the additional costs Mr. B had to pay for recovery in February 2017. This payment was forwarded, in line with our terms and conditions, on May 12, 2017. The debt collectors told me there was no record of any contact from you since then. This is odd as you kept detailed notes. While you told me you called Guardian on May 30th, and you named the member of staff who said he would raise the matter with his finance department. You called again later that day and spoke to a different person who promised to call back within 24 hours, but did not. On June 1st, you spoke to yet another staff member who said he would do an urgent email to Felicity, who deals with finance, and she would telephone you. She did not. On June 6, you spoke to one of the people you contacted earlier. This time he said the delay was due to security checks involving a credit agency, though he would give no details due to confidentiality. You have given me a copy of a letter you sent to Guardian on July 6, setting out all of this. You mentioned your letter to Guardian and was told, "We have not got a record of this on file." At my request, Guardian checked its bank account and found a check it says it issued last May was not cashed. It has sent you a new check for £1,962, and a few days ago you confirmed you had received it. I was still a bit puzzled over Guardian's interim status with the regulator. Was the watchdog having trouble making up its mind about issuing a full license? Robert Logan is already known to me. He ran an earlier Preston-based company called Clear Debt Solutions Limited. This went into liquidation in 2013, and the liquidator is still working on it. Final figures are not yet available, but in 2014 the liquidator suggested the company may have debts of more than £500,000. After the liquidation, Logan transferred all the company's contracts and customers to his new company, Guardian Recovery. Logan himself also ran into trouble over cleared debt solutions. He was prosecuted for bombarding homes and businesses with unwanted faxes, even after being warned by the Information Commissioner's office. He pleaded guilty to 13 offenses and was ordered to pay fines and costs totaling £6,274. Is this perhaps why the regulator hesitated to give Logan's firm a full license for so long? Well, 2 days ago this became academic. Guardian Recovery's interim permission lapsed. It is no longer able to carry out any activity that needs regulatory approval. I'm glad you got your £1,962 first. GS writes, I wish I had been smart enough to bank at Lloyd's, like the reader whose letter you published recently. Unfortunately, I bank, or used to bank, at Santander, with a 123 account. Over the Christmas period I slipped up and forgot to add funds to my account to cover my TV license direct debit. I went into overdraft by £17.79 and I have been charged £119 for the privilege. By my reckoning, Lloyd's would have charged me about 50p. Some difference. Lloyd's Bank now charges 1p per day for every £7 of an overdraft. Santander's charges are based on a flat fee of £6 per day. Santander told me the customer was in an unarranged overdraft from December 1 to January 8, a total of 39 days. Our unarranged overdraft fees were charged at £6 per day and capped at £95 for the month. Also, it now issues free text and email alerts when an account goes into the red without prior agreement. It appears the big banks are moving before they are forced to do so. Last year, the Financial Conduct Authority carried out research into overdraft fees. It described charges as a key area of concern. Last Wednesday, it issued a statement saying it remains concerned. So worried that it is going to publish a strategic review later this year. Gareth Shaw of Consumer Body Watch said, it is unacceptable the Financial Conduct Authority is still dragging its feet on unarranged overdraft fees, while consumers continue to be hit by these unacceptable fees. I could not have put it better myself. There is good news for you. Last week, Santander said, as Mr. S has not been in this position before, we have refunded the full £119 as a gesture of goodwill. Mrs. CL writes, about 25 years ago my late husband had shares in a company that was taken over by Georgica. In the past 8 days I have had almost daily calls from 2 people in the United States who claim to be involved in a hostile takeover of Ascending plc, which is what they say Georgica has become. They say that is my husband's beneficiary. I now hold 3,285 shares in Ascendant, and a caller yesterday said they will pay me £13.70 per share. I smell a rat. There is nothing wrong with your sense of smell. Ascendant plc converted to a privately owned limited company in 2015, and its most recent filing to Companies House shows it is owned by just one shareholder. Ascendant Limited controls Georgica Limited, and the group owns and operates a chain of 10-pin bowling alleys. Claims of a hostile takeover bid are nonsense. Any would-be buyer need do is make a direct approach to the owner. If you pay, you will never hear from them again.